Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 6 things to intentionally plan for the new year. If this sounds like the sort of thing you're interested in, stick with me. Welcome back. If it's your first time here, I always recommend that you subscribe because on this channel, I share all things personal improvement, mom life, and bits and bobs of my relocation experiences and stories. If this sounds like the sort of thing that you'd be interested in, definitely subscribe, hit the notification button so that whenever I put up a new video, you will be the first to know. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 6 things you need to be intentionally planning for an amazing year. One of the things that a lot of people are doing right now is creating resolutions, thinking about how their year is going to go, just generally working towards an amazing year. However, at the core of achieving the success of an amazing year is planning. There are several benefits to planning your year. One of that is there is clarity. With planning comes clarity. You then have an idea of exactly the action steps that you plan to take to get all of your goals or all of the things that you want to achieve in the year in motion. Planning also helps you to ensure that you are sticking to whatever it is that you want to do. Meaning, planning helps you with discipline, it helps you with consistency, because with clarity comes execution. When you are clear and you can see exactly what you need to do, it becomes easy for you to continue to take steps after step to achieve a final result. Planning also helps you to know where to channel your energy. So you're not all over the place and just doing different things and so many things without moving ahead. Planning ensures that you know the lowest hanging action that gets you the biggest impact in the season that you're walking through. So without a plan, you would find that your energy is all over the place. You can't harness your thoughts. You cannot harness your ideas. And it becomes difficult to achieve anything tangible without a plan. Planning also helps you to know what to say no to in a particular season. Because when you are clear about what you need to do, how you need to do it, if anything comes into your plate that does not fit into all the things that you need to do and how you want to do it, it becomes easy for you to say no so that you can manage your energy, you can preserve your energy and keep focus on what needs to get done. So that at the end of the year, you're not feeling like you're just being busy without actually achieving any result. Planning ensures that you stay busy for the right reasons. While planning is a major part of achieving anything tangible and serious and useful in life, it is also important for us to know that sometimes things happen that are outside of your control, whether you have a plan or not. Life throws all of us different curveballs at different times of our lives, and having a plan ensures that even when the curveball comes, you have some sort of shock absorber in terms of your plan to make sure that you don't fall flat on your face. And eventually, it becomes easier for you to get back up, retrace your steps, find out where you're falling, and start to go again from there. But without a plan, this becomes very difficult. Usually, people fall flat. It takes them so long to get back up, and then to gain momentum, to start back on track becomes a problem. Some people never even pick up the momentum again, which accounts for the reason why a lot of time people start things and they never finish. If you fail to plan, you definitely plan to fail. I remember last year, everything that I wanted to do regarding different parts of my life, in terms of the wheels of life, I had a clear plan for each of these areas. With a clear plan came clear action steps. And in the event where things didn't go according to my plan, it became a lot easier to go back to my plan and say, this is where this plan failed. Whether because of economic situation, whether because of things I didn't plan for, change in weather, just different things that life can throw at us. Because I had the plan, I was able to take this curveball with some sort of stability. Of course, some sort of staggering is expected. But because I had a plan, I was able to stagger, find my feet, then go back to my plan and say, this is where my plan failed through because of 1, 2, 3 different reasons. How can I then start to go from here? Which is why I'm sharing with you today 6 things you have to intentionally plan in order to have an amazing and a successful year. The number 1 thing to intentionally plan in order to have an amazing year will be spirituality. spirituality, you're looking at your walk with God. How many times do you want to study the Bible in a week? Do you want to read the entire Bible by yourself with a group of people? Do you want to create a prayer chain with your friends? Do you want to start to go to Bible study in your church? Just different things, ways that you can better your relationship with God. You want to consider this and you want to write it out clearly so that you can plan for it. Because honestly, whatever it is that you don't plan for never gets to happen. For example, with myself, decided that last year I was going to, take Bible study seriously. And one of the things that I did was that I started to schedule my Bible study with church into my proper calendar. So I know that on Wednesdays I have to go to church for Bible study. And because I planned for this, I put it in my calendar, I was able to do this all through the year to the point that I now even created a Bible study group with some of my close friends. I mean, if it's something you would like to join us, let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to share a link for you to join us. We study the Bible. We teach ourselves application of the Bible to our everyday life. It was one of my big goals for last year, and I was very intentional about it. I created clear action plan. How many times am I studying the Bible by myself? How many times am I studying the Bible with friends? How many times am I studying the Bible with my children? Creating a prayer chain with some of my friends. This really helped me to achieve that goal because at the end of the year, I had even surpassed my plan. Because I had a plan, it was easy for me to continue to go. It was easy for me to stay motivated. It was also easy for me to stay disciplined. Without a plan, it is easy for you to fall off the wagon. So you want to consider your spirituality, whatever it is, however it is you want to better your relationship with God, write it out clearly, put an action plan to it. If you need to set up something on your calendar, set it up on your calendar. At the time, I also had an hourly prayer alarm on my phone that will remind me to pray every hour, even if it's as little as 5 minutes. This you want to consider and plan it right now in January so that you can follow through the entire year. Your relationship with God should not take the backseat. Your relationship with God should not be an afterthought. It should be at the forefront of every single thing that you do. So the first thing I will consider is to plan out my relationship with God. How can I better it? How can I live a life that is pleasing unto God? What are the things I would like to devote my time to in order to serve God more than I was already doing? The second thing you want to plan intentionally for the new year is your finances. With finances, you want to consider how much do you intend to make from your career, from your investment, from passive income, from your creative endeavors. Are there other ways that you can make money? Are there other things that you can do to increase the income that you bring in? What are some of the investment options that are available to you? What are some of the things that you want to do with the residual income that you have? You want to have all of that planned so you know exactly where your money is going and you know how much is coming in, and then you know how to grow your wealth. So definitely you want to consider putting your finances in a plan so that you can be organized and you can make better money decisions. The third thing you have to intentionally plan for the new year is your career and personal development. So I'm talking personal development plans, new roles that you want to apply for, maybe at your job, maybe at a different company, new skills you want to acquire, certification, new challenges, new skills, just new things that you want to do to better yourself. With this, you want to do a skill audit and see where you may be lacking, things you can do to actually make you a better person at work, put you in the right position for promotion, put you in the right position for recommendations at work. You want to think about all of those things ahead of time, such that when these opportunities then present themselves, you can easily take them. Also, having a career plan helps you to put in place what you need before you need it. For example, if you're looking at getting a promotion within your company, part of the things I will put in my goal is to start to create a brag list where I'm writing some of my big achievements and work, so that when it's time to put myself forward or when it's time to pitch myself for promotion, it becomes easy for me to pull out my brag sheet and talk from it. In terms of career, it could also be, if you are a creative person, you could also be looking at brands you want to work with, the kind of content you want to create in the new year, how you want to pivot, how you want to change the game of your content, the industries I would like to get involved in, how I would like to improve my skill, improve my delivery. These are some of the things that I will plan under my career. Even things like volunteering, helping wherever, just for you to get any kind of experience that allows you to maybe earn more, be in a better job, be in a better position. You definitely want to plan it as part of your career and personal development plan ahead of the year. Another thing I will consider under career and personal development is if I wanted to do coaching, if I wanted to do any kind of therapy, if I needed any kind of support to move me from whatever point I am now to the next point, I would also plan that ahead. Last year, one of the things that I had in my career and personal development plan was that I wanted to work with a life coach one-to-one, because there were areas of my life I know I needed help with and I couldn't get it by myself. I needed somebody who had walked my journey. So I planned that. Planning it intentionally ahead of time helps you to make room for also the financial investment that may be required. It helps you to plan it well to fit into the time of your life, so that you're doing it in the right season and at the right time when it will be most beneficial for you. So you don't want to leave any of these things as an afterthought or leave it till later. You want to plan it intentionally as you go into the new year. Creating a career and personal development plan is extremely important. The number 4 thing you need to be intentionally planning for the new year is your relationships. So by relationships, I mean intimate, platonic, with your family, with your friends, with your kids. You want to be clear about how to improve your relationship or the direction you want your relationship to go. Last year, one of the biggest plans I had in terms of relationship was to spend more uninterrupted time with my children. And because I planned it ahead of time, I was able to sit down and map out days that we were going out without our phones, days that we were playing in the house without the phone, without any kind of interruption. I also set up one-to-one dates with my children individually and collectively. Individually because I started noticing that one person was always feeling left out, or one person was always feeling like they were not getting enough time. And I knew I wanted to do better as a parent. So I scheduled one-to-one dates with each of them, which turned out to be an amazing one. I even shared it on my social here. This one-to-one date with my boys turned out to be the best decision I made last year for my relationships. It enabled me the opportunity to get to know my children better. And I also had the opportunity to get feedback directly from them about the way that my parenting was going, if there was a way that I was impacting them that they were not happy about. This really helped me. Also, you can also set a goal or plan ahead for how you're going to spend time with your friends. Plan dates with your friends, because life is so busy. Sometimes we don't even have the time to visit ourselves, especially those of us who live abroad and are working with family, with children. It can be such a task if you don't plan it ahead. So I set up dates with my friends. We put it in our calendars. We all know. And if for any reason something changes and we have to move it, it becomes easy to communicate and say, oh, ladies, I'm unable to make this time. Can we move it? It's because we already have a plan. You have to be intentional about bettering your relationship with your friends, with your husband. If you have a husband, plan date nights, plan it ahead of time so it becomes part of your life. With your friends, you may want to plan Galentine's, Friendsgiving, staycations, name it. Even with your siblings, you can plan all of these things ahead. That way, everyone knows what to expect. Everyone knows when you guys are going on these trips. It just makes people feel wanted and feel loved. Bettering your relationship or planning to better your relationship should never be an afterthought. It should be something that you are intentional about. You plan it ahead of time so that the other person also feels valued. You also want to plan solo dates with yourself. How do you want to show yourself love? How do you want to be your own friend? Because as much as you want to better your relationship with other people, you have to start it with bettering your relationship with yourself. The number 5 thing you want to plan intentionally for the new year is your wellness. I have broken this down into rest and self-care, your fitness, and other hobbies. Within wellness, some of the things that you can plan is books you want to read, how many kilograms you want to lose, how do you plan to actually lose that? Do you plan to work with a trainer, which was one of my own goals for 2023, and it went absolutely well. It was one of the best investments I've made in myself in such a long time. Also, under wellness, you want to consider rest and self-care. How often do you want to go to the salon? What days do you want to go to the salon? One of the things I also did last year was to include sport therapy in my regimen. And honestly, now I'm beating myself that I wish I started earlier. For this year, I'm already putting that into plan. I'm scheduling my appointment as a recurring one. So it is not an afterthought because I'm constantly working out anyway. My muscles are always sore. So I need this sport therapy as a maintenance procedure. Within your wellness, how often do you want to get your lashes done? What days of the month do you want to book your nail appointment? When do you want to get pedicure done? Laser appointment, your wax appointment ahead of time. That way, it makes it easy for you to stay consistent with these things. Honestly, the truth is, whatever it is that you do not plan or you don't put on your calendar, will hardly get done. And you can't continue to put your own self at the back of the burner, because for you to continue to be an amazing mother, wife, or friend to anybody, you need to put yourself first. You need to feed you first. You need to show yourself love first. So you are planning your self-care date. Are you going for a yoga dance? Are you going for Pilates? Whatever it is you want to do. One of the things I've decided to add to part of my wellness is to go and learn bar. So bar is supposed to be a mixture of ballet and Pilates. Honestly, because my body is tight and I just want to be more graceful. I want to be able to do things more softly, more feminine. So I'm incorporating that into the things I want to do this year. And I've already called the place I'm going to go and learn it. I'm already scheduling appointments, my beauty routines. I have my hairdresser's appointment. I have my waxing appointment already set up for the year, such that even when something changes, it becomes easy for you to quickly call them and make adjustment to all of these plans. Having a successful or wonderful year is no rocket science. It just takes being intentional about the things that are important to you. You want to plan these things intentionally so that you can execute seamlessly within the year and end up having an amazing year. The last thing you want to be intentionally planning for the new year is your travel. By travel, I mean you're considering countries you want to visit, whether you want to go on a city break or whether you want to go on a long distance travel. For example, I already have the countries that I want to visit planned out this year. Last year was the same. I went to Bali. I had a couple of other places that I planned last year that I didn't end up going because I had other things that came up for me. However, the fact that I had a plan made it easy for me to see clearly when I needed to start to save for it, when I needed to start to make my plan, buy my ticket, and all of those things. Planning your travel ahead also helps you to decide where you want to go, how much you need to spend, what are the things you would like to do, reaching out for those things ahead of time, especially because travel is also quite capital intensive and also it requires some sort of planning in terms of planning your itinerary. If someone like me, I'm going to plan childcare, I'm going to plan other things I need to put in place when I'm away so that my children are looked after. Without planning, a lot of these things become very difficult to execute, which then makes you feel like you haven't accomplished anything at the end of the year. Planning gives you clarity, and with clarity comes execution with precision. Even when life deals you a curveball, it becomes a lot easier to stagger a little and come back up on your feet and retrace your step back, find where you made your mistakes, find where things didn't go well, and then create an alternate plan and then continue to execute. Such that at the end of the year, when it's time for you to review or recap, you find that even though you faced obstacles, you were still able to get back on course. I completely understand that life is not a bed of roses and nothing goes on a straight line. But when you have a plan in place, and there is a detour, the effect that the detour has on you or your life in its entirety becomes minimal and you're able to retrace your step and then find your way back. That will be it for this video, guys. I hope you find this video useful. If you find it useful, please do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up. It tells the algorithm that videos like this are valuable and you find it useful. Also, it helps other people like you to find this video and get value from it. Do not also hesitate to share this video with anyone you know will find it useful. I like to read from my subscribers, so if there is any of the points I spoke about today that really resonated with you and you're going to be incorporating in your plan for this year, please let me know in the comment section. I reply every single one of my comments. If you have any suggestion or a request, be it a video request or there's something you want me to talk about in relation to this video or anything else within the personal development, motherhood, lifestyle, parenting and relocation space, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to oblige. If you're on social media, I am at Gregory-jonah on all social media platforms. Feel free, hit the button and let's connect. Until next time, thank you so much for watching and sharing. Bye everyone.